Imagine you receive a fixed $10 for your monthly allowance. You head to the store to buy a toy you've been eyeing, but the price tag has suddenly climbed to $12. The toy hasn't changed, it is the exact same size and quality as before. What actually changed is your money. Your $10 bill is now worth less than it was last month. This is inflation. Over time, the prices for everyday things steadily go up, acting like an invisible monster that quietly eats away at a family's budget. Which leads to a question that seems to have an easy answer. If everything is getting too expensive, why doesn't the government simply print more dollar bills and hand them out to everyone? Knowing why that solution fails is what allows you to see the real mechanics of the economy and protect your own financial future. Money is a stand-in for real value. If you double the amount of money circulating in a country without doubling the amount of actual physical goods, you make every individual dollar worth less. To see this in practice, we look back to the 1st century AD. The Roman Empire was expanding, and its emperors needed more money than they actually possessed to pay for their military and public services. To pay the bills, leaders like Nero used a tactic called coin debasement to secretly stretch their money supply. They collected standard denarius coins, melted them down, and replaced the highly valuable silver with cheap filler metals. This chart tracks the collapse of the coin's silver content. Over a 2-century period, the purity of the denarius dropped from 90% silver down to merely 5%. Merchants realized the diluted coins held less real value. To compensate, they demanded more of them, causing the price of a standard loaf of bread to soar from 2 asses up to 32. Emperor Diocletian tried to stop the price hikes by passing a law that set a legal limit on the cost of everyday goods. We have the physical proof of this in the stone carvings of the Edict of Maximum Prices. But the law failed. Sellers simply hid their goods and sold them secretly at higher prices. The Roman collapse shows that governments cannot trick an economy by altering the money itself, because the market will always adjust prices upward to match the real value. Fast forward to 21st century Zimbabwe. The currency has evolved from stamped silver to printed paper, but the mechanism of the collapse is the same. Struggling to pay off massive national debts, the Zimbabwean government turned on their printing presses and flooded the economy with paper money. The result was hyperinflation, a state where consumer prices rise by more than 100% every single month. Between 2018 and 2023, the price of a standard loaf of bread rocketed from 30 cents to $2. To keep commerce moving, the government began printing denominations that look like mathematical errors, such as this $100 trillion bill. Yet, despite having trillions printed on the bill, the currency held virtually zero purchasing power. The human cost was severe. School teachers, for instance, saw the real-world value of their salaries fall by 44%. This gives you a personal, real-time measurement of how fast your money's value is shifting. Second, practice strategic budgeting. Choose to buy durable assets that remain useful for years, rather than spending money on fleeting goods that disappear instantly. Finally, this chart shows how you can use tools like interest-bearing savings accounts. As the account balance grows, it helps your savings keep pace with the rising cost of living. When you recognize how inflation operates, you can stop reacting to price changes and start planning for them, choosing how to save and exactly where to put your money.